I want to read to you from Romans chapter 14. Listen to what it says. Except the one whose faith is weak, without quarreling over disputable matters. One person's faith allows them to eat anything, but another whose faith is weak eats only vegetables. The one who eats everything must not treat with contempt the one who does not. And the one who does not eat everything must not judge the one who does, for God has accepted them. Who are you to judge someone else's servant? To their own master, servants stand or fall, and they will stand, for the Lord is able to make them stand. What an interesting problem was facing the early church when both Jew and Gentile were thrown together. Two people that had been hostile for centuries, two different cultures, two different diets, two different sets of religious holidays. And so as believers came together in the church at Rome, the Apostle Paul is saying, we must learn to have toleration for each other's views. Now, it wasn't each other's views about the deity of Christ, the authority of Scripture. It was on inconsequentials, what we would call scruples, things that didn't have moral value one way or the other. Does God care if I eat a pig, a bacon, ham, or whether I'm vegetarian? God could care less what I am. If you don't want to eat meat, help yourself. God would say, enjoy it. If you want to eat the meat, eat it. But look at the confusion. As the Jewish believers there had been taught Leviticus 11, that they were forbidden to eat pig meat, swine's flesh. It was considered unclean and contrary totally to the Levitical order. But the New Testament, maybe 1 Timothy had not even been written yet, that says, 1 Timothy 4, if you can give thanks for something, you can eat anything. Have some rattlesnake if you want it. Have some calamari if you want to eat it. God doesn't care. If you want to fry a snail and eat it, eat it. It's of no consequence to God, but it was a big consequence to believers. And so we're coming together in the church, and one group is judging the others as ignorant. So then, look at those dumb believers. They don't know you can eat this meat. They don't know you can drink this wine. They don't know all of that. While the other group is over here, they're disdaining these people. Says if they really knew God, they wouldn't be eating that kind of food. If they really knew God, they would keep this holiday with us. Instead, they meet on Sundays and not on the Sabbath. So they had all this tension, and he tells them, stop judging one another. So the categories, we wind up with weak believers and those that are called the strong. Weak believer is simply a believer whose knowledge has not caught up with what the Bible teaches on a matter of whether you can do it or not. The stronger believer is simply more informed. So we got these two categories, the weak and the strong. How do we get along together? And throughout this chapter, we will continue. He's going to tell us, let us learn to have mutual toleration for one another.